Good afternoon. This is my submission for Brent0331's 500,000 subscriber contest. A few anecdotes before I go over the items before you. 1. When I show an item, there will be text on the screen to show what it is, and at the end of this clip there will be an entire listing of all the items, aka my packing list. 2. I'm using every Marine and soldier's best and favorite teaching implement, stick. With that, let's get started. So first and foremost, we're going to go over everything that's worn on the person. So within clothing or as clothing. Over here we have just a simple analog watch, not the best, not the shiniest. A scrunch to go over it to keep it concealed, keep the glare down. We have a fleece cap for cold weather considerations kept in a pocket. Face paint, and then Zadok compass, ranger beads for pace count, a kufiya for additional concealment as well as for layering. We have a partially concealed up with local foliage boonie. Below that we have a Israeli bandage. And we also have note-taking materials, waterproof notepad, pen. Moving on, we're going to move on to everything within the pack itself. It's a UCP assault pack. Yep, I'm a student on a budget, best I can do. We have bivy cover, woodland. It's best for concealment, have all the types of sleeping systems that I've seen, and that's what I've chosen to use because of that. Have a little shithole digger. Have toothbrush, toothpaste, just in case. Baby wipes for both sanitation reasons and, if need be, weapon cleaning. And of course, the godsend from above, the Wooby. In addition to that, within the pack, we have 3 different types of socks. As spares, we have some sock liner, standard issued sock, and a thicker sock. We also have 2 freeze-dried rations. Each one has about 1,200 calories, so enough for a really light day. We have silk top and the silk bottom, waffle top and waffle bottom, cold weather gloves, fleece jacket. And lastly, within the 3-day assault pack, we have 100 ounces of water and a camelback bladder, which is kept in the pack itself. All this is utilized for layering as needed with the temperature variation in the field. Moving on, we're going to go into the stuff within this harness, a specific harness, which is an old generic Swedish military harness. We have boo-boo kit. Within this kit, we have things such as moleskin, painkillers, band-aids, chapstick, and one thing which is more of just a personal choice to bring is in case everything else goes to hell, water filtration system. If I lose everything else, or if I wind up stuck out here longer than needed, it might be a thing between life and death. Moving on, all these items that are laid out before you, sans the knife, are all kept within this specific pouch right here. We have a protractor, we have an additional waterproof note-taking device, a pen. I have an old-fashioned elbow GI flashlight. This one's been modified with an LED light inside with the covers so I can do low light usage, and a map of the AO. Moving on to the butt pack, we keep within it the bag I mentioned before, an additional ration, 1,200 calories, 2-quart canteen, which is collapsible, 2 spare D-cell batteries, which are taped and kept in a baggie to be waterproof, and paracord. Never know when you're going to need paracord. 2 1-quart canteens, combat knife kept in a sheath right here. Lastly, for the harness, we have over here on this side in this bag, binoculars. Moving on, we're going to move on to the chest rig and the items thereof. We have on the side here an IFAK, accessible by both hands, just standard issue, Barney, just keeping it, Barney style simple here. This tourniquet, additional Israeli bandage, gloves, so on and so forth. Everything you would need within that. Our fighting kit, which is what the chest rig is set up for, is 4 rifle mags plus 1 in the gun. And this radio here to represent a PRC 152, which is kept in one of the rifle mags itself. Lastly, we have the rifle to show that this is an item within the continental United States. It's partially scrimmed up and boonied, set in such a way where you can still aim, still manipulate it, not have any malfunctions incur. Ejection's fine, charging's fine. And to show that this is a real rifle, Action works. And last thing I want to talk about is everything else that's on my person. Addendum to that. Face paint up for the field. Temperate weather boots, so Gore-Tex lined. Yes, they're tan. Hopefully they'll get a little darker in the field. Summer weight gloves for stepping off. And we have Rhodesian brushstroke uniform pattern with a little face wrap here. Again, for warmth and more concealment is needed. That concludes part 1. Moving on.
Bravo 1-1, this is Bravo 1 tree. Have a salute report when ready. Over. This is Bravo 1 tree. My grid reference is 869er0487. Break. Size 4 on foot. Likely Delta Lima Alphas. Break. Activity: single column patrol going southeast. Break. Location of the enemy: 8675489er5. Break. Uniform: 1 in black, tree in tan, 1 tan with pith, rest boonies, no rucks, light kit. Break. Time: 0-331 hours. Break. Equipment: 1 Delta Papa 28, possibly with stick grenades. 1 Alpha Kilo Mike Sierra. 1 Mosin. 1 Sierra Kilo Sierra. How copy?